New York City announcing it will shut down its last controversial migrant hotel in the coming months. The Row NYC was remodeled into a migrant shelter back in October of 2022 to address the overwhelming influx of migrants coming to the city. Mayor Eric Adams confirming the closure, calling it a, quote, major milestone. NewsNation's Marcus Espinoza is live in Manhattan, right outside the migrant hotel there. Marcus, walk us through the closure and exactly what led to it, if you can.
Hey, Anna, good morning. Yeah, those pictures you showed there, very different image this morning behind me here. It was the first hotel converted in the city back in 2022 to handle that migrant surge. I'm just going to step out so we can take a look at it here. Not the case anymore. It is now going to be the last one to close as it is now being shut down for that purpose there. The Midtown Hotel behind me served as an emergency shelter for thousands of asylum seekers since the city's shelter system hit a breaking point. Mayor Eric Adams saying New York City has helped more than 200,000 migrants move out of shelters and towards self-sufficiency. The timing reflecting a broader trend across the country. Arrivals have dropped sharply due to the immigration policies of the Trump administration they're putting into place here in New York, from about 4,000 per week at the height of the crisis to around 100 per week. Earlier this summer, the city closed its intake center at the Roosevelt Hotel and all tent facilities. Row NYC's contract, costing more than $5 million a month, expires in April and will not be renewed. That deal has already generated more than a whopping $170 million for the hotel since 2022. The mayor calling this a major milestone, moving past the migrant crisis, but says the city's going to continue to support those in the system here. But a big shift from that policy just a couple years ago of converting New York City hotels to these migrant shelters. Very different view today here, as the first one to open is now going to be the last one to close for that purpose.
All right. NewsNation's Marcus Espinoza, thank you so much. With the shutdown of the migrant hotel, we're thinking about, where there will be any migrants that are going to be housed in the state of New York as well. Marcus, can you answer that? Like, what's the plan now? If the funding isn't going to go here, where is it going to be diverted?
Yeah, so they're still going to make efforts to house these folks, right? The Department of Homeland Services here in New York gradually absorbing migrants as well, so they can try to help facilitate the folks that are here as well. So that's still going to be happening here. The city-run shelter network is absorbing these migrants, which as of last week was housing 92,000 people, including more than 35,000 migrants. The reduced arrival numbers have allowed the city to step back from large-scale hotel use like the one we're standing in front of here. A shift also underway in cities like Chicago and Denver. Losing costly hotel contracts like this one reduces expenses, while New York continues to meet its legal right to shelter requirement, a balance that a lot of cities are dealing with across the country as they make this shift. It's not just here in New York City, it's in other cities across the country. So this is really a microcosm of that. But we all remember those images back in 2022. It was very, very stark and definitely a different optic and image here today as they try to shift away from the hotel version, the housing migrants in hotels now to those city-run shelters.
Yeah, a hotel in Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan especially, goes for hundreds of dollars every single night. It's difficult when you have friends who want to come and tour around New York City and one of the highlights in our country, and it's too expensive for them to go, and this is what's happening. So interesting story this morning. Marcus, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.